farmer. I was poor without money and shortage of food for my family. I couldn't manage to pay school fees.
All we are trying to drive is the change that is going to benefit every individual and empower us, especially the youth, towards bringing change to food systems.
Kufunda team came and teach me different skills like organic farming.
It is something that we can do. It is power that we have in our hands.
This episode is all about the importance of community in terms of knowledge and information networks. Our own workshopping experiences enabled us to see the significant role that training programs and farmer exchange visits play in providing learning experience and empowering individuals to share information, best practices, and innovative ideas.
Effective collaboration and partnerships within and between communities have multiplier effects through pooling of resources, sharing expertise, and developing joint initiatives which can lead to more resilient and impactful food security efforts.
We're joined in the studio today by Cosmas and Gaudensia. They took part in the Co-Create Change Storytelling Workshop program from which this podcast series was born and will be willing to guide us through some of the stories of change.
We're so happy to have them in the studio, and we're going to hand over to them to tell us more about the stories.
Hello. Thank you so much for hosting me. My name is Dr. Gaudensia Kujeke. I am a lecturer at the University of Zimbabwe in the Plant Production Sciences and Technologies Department, where I teach horticulture. I am so excited to be part of this podcast.
So let us first share with you a story from a farmer who is called Robert Akumizongwe. He's from Kufunda village. Robert's story tells us how his life has changed dramatically after receiving a training from Kufunda village team. Initially, he was struggling to provide for his family. He learned organic farming, compost making, and chicken rearing.
My name is Robert Akumizongwe. I live at Kufunda village. I'm a farmer. I was poor without money and shortage of food. I couldn't manage to pay school fees. Kufunda team came and teach me different skills like roadrunner chickens farming, organic farming. I started keeping my own chickens and started my own production of selling eggs, which have changed my life. I use manure for my fields and I can now feed my family and get income to pay school fees for my children. I thank Kufunda.
The skills that Robert learned through his engagement with Kufunda community have enabled him to become financially stable, pay for his children's school fees, and improve his family's quality of life.
The immense value of community learning and training centers has been highlighted by the stories that have already been shared in this series, connected to organizations such as the Lower Guruve Development Association and the Musoromushena Skills for Life Center, and especially by the stories harvested during the project's deep dive into the changes connected to two learning centers, which are Kufunda Village and PORET Trust. Let us tell you about them.
Yes. So Kufunda Village is a learning center and a village in Rua. It was founded more than 2 decades ago. They are living their way into what it takes to create a healthy, vibrant communities in Zimbabwe and beyond. They focus on cultivating relationships and building community and are committed to regenerating and fostering a healthy and sustainable relationship with the land and natural environment.
In 2018, they expanded their organic farming practice to include biodynamics. Many of their community processes are built on a foundation of appreciation, celebrating the best of what is, and from there, dreaming what may be possible.
300 kilometers away, there is a trust called PORET. It's found in the drylands of Chasiama village, right there in Chimanimani district, in the eastern corner of the country. This is also where I myself live, and I visited PORET earlier this year. It was established by Mr. Julius Pitti and his family after they moved to Chasiama in 1986, and they began to apply permaculture principles to managing their plot of land.
So seeing the results of what could be achieved by these means, local farmers became very interested. They founded a permaculture club, and local farmers then came to work at the project site where they learned the techniques and principles underlying the PT family's success. The permaculture project has inspired many farmers and stakeholders to learn non-destructive methods of production, as well as to participate in the project's decision-making processes.
In answer to the increasing demand for training, PORET Trust was registered in 2006 with the aim of designing and implementing permacultural training programs and to establish a comprehensive training facility. So they now operate a training center, hosting regular workshops and a permacultural design course. PORET works closely with 22 villages that are across these 3 wards in Chimanimani district, and like Kufunda, they believe in the power of community to find the solutions they need.
Since we heard from Robert just now, let's also take a listen to a story from PORET Trust.
Yes, it's a good idea. Let's listen to the story that was shared by Peter Manjoro. In it, he describes what happened as a result of him participating in PORET's community training in water harvesting, which has enabled him to construct swales to maintain moisture in his fields despite low rainfall that we experience in the area.
Over the past 20 years, there has been a great change in climate situation as we see effects of climate change, high temperatures, unbearable rain patterns. Mid-season droughts are very common. There have been cyclone years in and out. The worst one begins in 2019. The cyclone Idai that most things started to change when I joined the Chasiama Permaculture Club, which is supported by PORET Trust in 2017. I started participating in trainings facilitated by PORET Trust, such as soil fertility, water harvesting, treat nurseries trainings. I started implementing the water harvesting techniques. We constructed the swales that makes rainwater sink down. In my field, I have 9 swales constructed. From then, I don't have problems of lack of moisture in my field. Every year, I have a good yield due to water harvesting. It is important to harvest water. Water table in boreholes and wells has been raised due to water harvesting techniques applied.
Peter's participation in PORET's Chasiama Permaculture Club and the training he received on soil fertility and water harvesting have led to improved yields and a thriving nutrition garden.
From the stories of change that were harvested from these 2 communities of learning, which can be found on the project website and in different episodes of this podcast series, we clearly see the power of working in and with communities.
Yes, the power of respecting local knowledge and beginning processes of innovation and change from a place of a deep appreciation and connection with the local context. Such communities also teach us that community empowerment flourishes when we have diverse people that are actively included in the leadership structures.
Now, speaking of leadership structures, I also shared a story during our workshop program and would like to share it here. Having witnessed some community members going for some days without decent meals was a turning point. Worse still, others had lost their livestock, which literally was their source of livelihood. I was convinced that they need to be empowered and not be victims of climate change effects or even the mining that was taking place. It also made me think of other ways that can be done to the community to ensure that we will not continue facing the issues of hunger. We then had to go even further, make some consultations with the community leaders and other civic society organizations that were around, who came in handy, who also understood what was happening. I'm glad that through their assistance, everything went well.
Thank you, Cosmos, for sharing this experience. Your story really illustrates the importance of engaging local leadership structures to support community collaboration processes.
Thanks. Moving on, let's remember that while some communities are located in a specific place, others these days are widely distributed across distance, like our own online workshop community.
Yes, let's hear a story from Pamela Nyasha, who tells us about her journey from a restrictive upbringing to becoming a community leader. She embodies the power of online learning and volunteerism as ways of engaging in communities of learning. Her involvement in various online trainings and also local organizations and initiatives highlights the potential for youth to drive meaningful change.
I volunteered in community development. I engaged with local, regional, and international organizations. I got selected for trainings that empowered me to go back and empower the communities that I work around and work with. All we are trying to drive is the change that is going to benefit every individual and empower us, especially the youth, towards bringing change to food systems. It is something that we can do. It is power that we have in our hands. And this is why I continue every day to work effortlessly towards bringing together systems that can empower the youth in Zimbabwe and also in surrounding countries. Being a part of the African Continental Free Trade Area, being a part of the My Food is African campaign is all about bringing in information about how people can embrace organic foods and making food systems support different kinds of communities. It is a privilege to live in this era and to be a part of all these changes that need to happen. And I, for one, am looking forward to everything that is going to impact Africa through these collaborations.
Wow, such passion. She is such an inspiring young woman. Pamela's story is a testament to the importance of empowerment through seeking knowledge, community, and collaboration.
Our next story takes us to Harare, the capital city of Zimbabwe, where we share your experiences, Gaudensia Kujeke, with Zimbabwe Good Food Festival. There's an annual event that celebrates Zimbabwe's rich culinary heritage.
The Good Food Festival that is held in Harare annually is a fantastic platform that showcases what Zimbabwe is in terms of the food that we eat as well as the food that we produce. I look forward to going to this annual event every year, and I've also taken part both as a visitor as well as a participant. The Good Food Festival showcases organic foods as well as traditional foods. Of late, Zimbabweans are now being so conscious about their health and they've resorted to eating healthy and eating indigenous fruits.
You know, Gaudensia, your enthusiasm for the Good Food Festival underscores its importance in bringing people from across the country together to promote knowledge sharing around healthy eating and local food system. This fairly new event also serves as a platform for discussing organic standards and agroecological markets, reflecting a significant shift in food production and consumption trends and interest in Zimbabwe.
Yes, and another story that testifies to the importance of national events like these comes from Makosonke Ndlovu in Gwanda, who is in Matabeleland South. His story talks about women entrepreneurs in Gwanda.
Women entrepreneurs who are into food processing in Gwanda district, Matabeleland South region, Zimbabwe, have since 2018 received a lot of assistance from both governmental and non-governmental organizations. Part of the assistance received include trainings and material support. They have been trained on food handling techniques, on value addition, on branding and packaging, among others. Upon receiving the trainings and material support, these women entrepreneurs are now in a position to produce products of high quality and of high quantity. They have participated in different market spaces, which include a Zimbabwe Agricultural Show, a Zimbabwe International Trade Fair, Matabeleland South Agricultural Shows, among other community mini fairs. We thank these organizations and we hope that the women who are into business will continue striving for their better living and for their food security.
Makosonke's story praises national events such as the Zimbabwe Agricultural Show and the Zimbabwe International Trade Fair for offering valuable opportunities for farmers, in this case women, who we can also refer to as agripreneurs, to exchange ideas and develop market linkages.
Thank you, Cosmas and Gaudensia, for joining us today for this episode of the Co-Creating Sustainable Food Systems series and taking us through some of the relevant stories of change from across the country. This episode has focused on the theme of communities of learning. It has been great to hear from Robert, Peter, Cosmas, Pamela, and Gaudensia, and especially great to learn more about Kufunda Village and PORET Trust. The stories shared today remind us that when it comes to creating change in food systems, we all need community.
Definitely, we all need each other. And our stories and experiences motivated the following recommendations. We need to provide resources for community training and learning centers. Funds and resources should be provided for the many existing centers that have a long track record of community development and engagement for the benefit of local food sustainability and security. In districts that lack such training hubs and learning centers, there needs to be provision of resources to establish new sustainable food, agroecology, and permaculture centers.
We need to fund and support local festivals and seed fairs that showcase organic and traditional foods, expanding market opportunities and raising consumer awareness and demand.
We need to build community networks of learning and knowledge exchange for small-scale producers, especially youth and women, to enhance their skills and market access, fostering economic growth and strengthening local food security.
Indeed, and we need to turbocharge our public education programs that promote healthy eating habits and the benefits of consuming nutritious, locally produced foods to support better dietary choices and improve public health, whilst also providing a more reliable market for organic producers.
Finally, we should all leverage digital tools and online communication platforms to support the actions above, to reach a wider public without needing a huge budget.
Thank you for joining us for this episode on Communities of Learning. Today, we've explored the importance of effective collaboration and partnership within and between communities for creating more sustainable food systems, especially through sharing expertise, skills, and building awareness. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your network. Stay tuned for more stories that inspire and solutions that drive positive change. You can listen to more inspiring stories of change and get further information by visiting our website. Check it out by searching Co-Creating Sustainable Food Systems Story Map or follow us on YouTube.
This was Rudocha Kanyuka
and Sydney Mangweka.
On behalf of the Co-Create Change team, thank you for listening.